Hey, welcome back to my channel. So today I've got a full face of favourites makeup tutorial for you guys. Just want to say I'm not a makeup artist. I don't want to claim to be a makeup artist. I will never be a makeup artist. This is just things that I bloody love and want to tell you about, and maybe share a few little techniques that aren't that groundbreaking or great, but this is what works for me and I hope you guys enjoy it, so carry on watching. So I've just tied my hair up and I'm going to start by applying my favourite primer. This is the Estee Lauder The Illuminator Radiant Perfecting Primer and Finisher. You can use this on your own underneath makeup, which is how I use it, or you can kind of use it as a bit of a highlighter because it has got the shimmer in it. I really like this one because it gives a dewy finish, which is just the finish that I prefer. It makes your makeup stay on longer. I don't use a primer every single day, but if I do, I will always reach for that one. It is just a really good primer. I like that it helps my face feel more hydrated. It's really good at keeping makeup on, which kind of that's what I feel like a primer is for. So secondly, I will go in with the NYX Big and Loud Lash Primer. I use this to prime my eyebrows, which I don't know how normal that is. I just like to, before I apply any product to my eyebrows, just brush it through so that all of the hairs are separated. I just brush them through into the shape that I kind of am wanting once I've drawn my eyebrows in. I've got to say, on this camera, I'm looking in the viewfinder, my eyebrows look so uneven. I promise in person, this one sticks up more and it really stresses me out. I was editing my last video and I was like, please friends, is that really what my eyebrows look like in real life? But they all tell me no, so I think it's just because I'm like looking straight on and I don't know. So I just like to wait for that to dry, and once it has, I'll just brush them through with a spoolie. And then I will use my L'Oreal Brow Artist Genius Kit, it's called. This is a godsend. I've spoken about it before to you guys and I can't rave about it enough. I have tried the, quite recently, the Benefit Precisely My Brow Pencil, and to be honest, I did really like that, but obviously with it being on the pricier side, it ran out and I just haven't been able to repurchase it. But this, I've had it for a good few years. Like, I've had multiple. Just repurchased it because it's bloody brilliant. They still stock it. This lasts so long that I don't know whether they even still have this anymore. If they don't, I don't know what I'll do. So it has two sides to it. It's got a waxy side and a powdered side. So I start by outlining my brows with the waxy side. And then I use the powdered side with another angled brush and just fill in the brows. And just brush through again with the spoolie. And then finally I go back to my lash primer and just bring out the hair strokes. I'm gonna use the Revlon Colourstay concealer in the shade Fair. I have tried a lot of concealer. This is the one that I have ended up repurchasing. I really like it. It's a nice light consistency, which I find quite a lot of concealers can be quite heavy and you can't move them around your face much, but this one you really can. It's really nice. So I'm just going to take it and outline my brows just to kind of neaten them up a bit. I'm just using my Real Techniques, I don't know what one it is, but it's the tiny one. And I'll just rub that in with my finger. And that is my eyebrows done. I am next going to go on to my eyes, so I'll start by concealing my lids. And just rub it in with my finger because it's such a small surface area, it's just easier to... And then I am using on my eyes the Tarte Tartlette in Bloom palette, which I bought about 1.5 years ago, maybe a bit less than that, when I was in Australia. I got it from Sephora and I absolutely am obsessed with it. It's just got the perfect colours for me. Yeah, they just kind of go with my style that I always tend to go for on my eyes. It also smells like chocolate, which, I mean, that makes it better, doesn't it? Yeah, can't rave about this palette enough. It's just, yeah, the perfect eyeshadow palette, I would say. So I always start by taking the lightest shade. So this one is Charmer. It's just this shade here. And I just take it onto this little crappy brush and take it over the whole of my eyelid. And when I say the whole of my eyelid, I mean all the way up to my eyebrow, which perhaps is controversial. So once I've kind of covered the whole of my eyelid, I mean, it doesn't look any different, but it just neutralises all the colours on the lid and kind of sets the concealer in. I'm just ready for all the other colours. So I'm going to take there's another Real Techniques brush, and it's rubbed off what it was called. And I'm going to take it in the shade Sweetheart, Smarty Pants and Jet Setter. So just taking it into all these three. So now I'm going to take the shades Rebel and Leader, which is the two more reddy shades, and kind of in the same area just to darken it up. And I'm just going to blend that out a bit with the Real Techniques BO4 brush. It looks a bloody mess on camera, and it probably looks a mess in person, but I will kind of tidy it up once I've done. I'm going to use the darker shade Activist. I am taking the shimmer shade in Firecracker, which is this one. And then I'm going to go back in with the lightest shade Charmer just on the inner corner. And finally into the lighter shimmer shade, which is Funny Girl. And that is my eyes done. Obviously they need clearing up, but in terms of shadow on the top, that is them done. I'm just going to go grab a tissue. So I've just neatened them up a little bit off camera. A foundation that I am loving at the minute, and would probably be one that I always do go back to, is the Rimmel Match Perfection, and I have it in the shade 100 Ivory. This is great. It obviously is drugstore, so it's completely affordable. I think it's probably only around £7–8, but I really like it. It's quite a dewy look foundation. It is quite thick, but it isn't like, it doesn't look thick on. It's quite like, it's full coverage, but it doesn't look like I'm wearing loads of foundation. I hope anyway. I don't think it does. So I just apply a small amount. So next on to concealer. Just like to take it underneath my eyes. This is still the same Revlon Colourstay concealer. So just take it underneath my eyes, on my nose, take it under my brow as well, just to make sure no eyeshadow's risen up. Anywhere that I've got a few little patches that I want to even out, cover up. And I do use my beauty blender to blend concealer in. Just so that I don't have like clean lines on my eyeshadow, I am going to use the blending brush just to go over it. And that is my base done. Just wipe my lips of any foundation. So for blusher, highlight and bronzer, so I'm going to use the Illamasque highlight. It's the Beyond Powder in the shade Deity. I bloody love this. I got this for my birthday last year and I've used it pretty much every day since, and this is how much I've still got left. Like I'm absolutely nowhere near, do you call it touching the pan? Whatever, I'm nowhere near doing that. It's such a gorgeous, gorgeous shimmery shade and I literally can't say a bad thing about it. It's just a bloody good highlighter. Obviously it is high end, so it is on the more expensive side. I think it was around £26. I swear it's so worth it. I really, really would recommend this highlighter. So I always just take it on the Real Techniques brush in 200. Just take it underneath my brow bone, on the tip of my nose, and like blend it upwards just slightly, and on my cupid's bow. And then I'm using the Real Techniques brush in 300, it's from the same set, and just onto my cheekbone. So I don't really use blusher that much, so I don't necessarily have a favourite, but when I do use blusher, I just use this. It's pretty cheap. It was from I Love Makeup. I think it's a brand in just Superdrug. And it is just the complete dupe of the Too Faced ones. It's actually pretty good. It's a shimmery. I like a shimmer if you hadn't noticed. And then for bronzer, I use the Nars palette. This is the Cravings one, and it's like a highlight and bronzer duo. I really, really like this. It is a shimmer. Just using, this is the Real Techniques B01. Before doing mascara, I will use the Dewy Finish Setting Spray from NYX. This has actually run out though. There's literally nothing left, but this is really, really good. It kind of does what it says on the tin. It leaves quite a dewy finish and helps the makeup stay on longer. I've bought this quite a few times now. Clearly need to buy a new one. So always before doing anything, I will curl my lashes. For mascara, I can't just pick one. I use 3 mascaras. This, if you watch my last video, will know that it's new, so this is like a new edition. They all do different things, and that's what I love about them. So firstly, I will always use the Sephora Full Action Extreme Effect Mascara, which is waterproof. Always use it first, and it's kind of to separate and open the lashes. Mainly use this as like a bit of a base really, to kind of prepare for the other two, which are lengthening and thickening. But nevertheless, I actually really like this mascara. So next up, I use the Sephora V for Volume, and I use this more for like a thickening. So as you can see, the brush, it just helps to thicken up and darken the lashes. And then the third mascara is the BADgab BANG Benefit Mascara, which I use mainly to lengthen and also to separate. This one is the newest of the 3, so kind of is the freshest, and I tend to not really like a brand new mascara, but this one's alright at the minute. Oops, I got it on my eyelid. Number one tip, if you get it like transfer on your eyelids, wait for it to dry, then use a little dry cotton bud and it takes it away without lifting off much else. So I'm going to go back in with the first one. This is the Sephora Full Action, just to separate them up a bit. And I always use this same one on my bottom lashes. And yeah, that is my mascara done. Lastly, I'm going to go in with lips. I'm using, as you all know, I just got the Fenty lip gloss in Fenty Glow. I mean, obviously I've only had it for a short amount of time, but I can't follow it at the minute. I absolutely love it. It is kind of becoming what I think will be my all-time favourite lip product. It's just so hydrating, so just, I don't know, I just love it. That is my makeup done. I will do like a zoomed in look so you can see overall. I don't claim to be a makeup artist, so it's probably not anything mind-blowing or groundbreaking, but all of these products I genuinely absolutely love, always reach back for. Like, I've been trying to think what I would recommend the most to you guys. I mean, the most obvious is the brow kit. But then again, the highlight is absolutely amazing. The Tarte palette is like a godsend in my eyes. And maybe those are my top three absolute favourites. The Tarte palette, the brow thing, and my highlighter. If you want to go buy any, go buy those three. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I will see you in my next video. Have a nice day. If you want to check out all my socials, I'll leave them all down below. Go follow me if you don't already. And obviously like this video if you have liked it, and subscribe if you want to subscribe. I'll see you in my next video. Bye!